Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the G51 Plus, and we're going to be talking about 25 tips and tricks that I have for this guy. But if it's your very first time to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through. Make sure you subscribe, get notified for more videos just like this, but stay to the end of the video because we're going to be talking about all 25 tips and tricks. If you're already part of the crew, I truly appreciate you and I'm humble for you to be here. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to talk about is the scheduled power off and on, and this is basically good for resetting your device every so often so that the battery isn't always on and you give it, you want to give it some time to actually rest at night. So you would power the device on maybe sometime around mid AM in the AM time, and then you could also power it off in the AM time. So maybe like 9 AM it'll turn off, and then 9 AM it'll power, 8:30 AM it'll power back on. So what this does is it allows for your device to give it a reset. So every day it'll refresh the battery and actually help the battery over a long period of time. When you turn off the device every so often, pretty much daily, it will help the long-term battery health. All right, so guys, so the second tip is in sounds. Now, a lot of people don't like the sounds on this guy because the default sounds can be a little bit overwhelming. So just go to sound right here, and what you want to do is change your ringtones or your text messages, right? So you have different options here to choose from. So the first option you have right here is going to be that option for changing your ringtone right here. So you want to click this one, and this is, you have two separate SIM cards, so you could change between 4 different ringtones. And I think number 2 sounds the best, but you could actually click here. And if you have an MP3 downloaded on your phone, like a song or something, you can actually add your own ringtone, which is pretty cool. Now, scrolling down a little bit will get you your unlocking sounds, your dial tone sounds when you're typing in a number on the phone app. You could also have sounds for your vibration for your charging and touch, and vibration as well. So whenever you actually use the device and you want to hear a sound or get some haptics there, it will give you that option for, added sounds and everything like that. So I think that's something that's pretty cool if you definitely want to get better customized sounds on here. Now, another thing you could do is go into your option right here where it says display, and what you want to do is go all the way down to advanced, and then you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom where it shows your lock screen right here. And then right here you can see the lock screen option will show you different features here. So you could show your lockdown option right here. You want to turn that on, and you also want to turn on the lift to check phone inside of there, right? So when you're in lock screen, you could lift to check phone. You could also wake the phone when you get a notification. So let me show you the lockdown feature. Basically what you would do is long hold the power button, and then you get this lockdown feature right here. I press power off. Alright guys, so like I was saying, when you long hold this option right here, you're going to get the lockdown option right here, and you just want to hit that. And what it does is basically I can't enter my fingerprint on here or my Face ID. I just have to enter my PIN, so that like if you leave the room, like if you're with a bunch of coworkers and you leave the room and they try to get into your phone on some like low down, like some real crazy stuff right there, you could just lock down your phone and it'll be secure when you leave the desk. Now, another thing you want to do is go into your storage manager. And once you go into your storage manager, you're going to optimize your storage. So basically, to optimize the storage, go into settings. And then what you want to do is go into storage. So you're going to go all the way down below right here where it says storage. You can see 42% used, but you want to click storage manager so that the device can actually, files can help you quickly find photos, documents, and more. So this is pretty cool. So you basically activate that, and then now you can see you can manage large files, unused, duplicate files, junk files. You can clean those as well. So it's really good to activate that feature, but you also want to activate this feature right now so it can actually be managed by the storage manager automatically, which is kind of cool. All right, the next thing you want to do is go into, system. So on this device, you just want to scroll till you see system, And once you see system, that's when you hit that option. I'm going to show you something real cool, okay? So basically scroll all the way down. Once you get to the system option right here, you're going to go to the you're going to click advanced, and you're going to see a bunch of options right here. You have a feature called gestures right here that you want to click, and these are going to provide you some really cool features. So the first one is going to be the fingerprint note for the notifications. Just hit that one so that when you scroll down with your fingerprint on the back, you could scroll down and you could check for your notifications automatically, and you can control the swipe down with your fingerprint. So I think that's something that's pretty cool. Now the second thing that you want to do after you open that up is quickly activate your camera, 1, 2. And you could quickly activate your camera on your phone. Now the next thing you want to do is go to gesture navigation. You can see you could choose from 3 buttons or gesture navigation, and then you can click the settings option, and it gives you the option for sensitivity inside of there. And then you could also prevent ringing. Power button and volume rocker together, and then it'll basically go to vibrate mode or mute mode depending on which one you choose. Now that's pretty cool, right? But they also have something right here called sensitivity content. So when your screen is locked and you turn that on, people around you aren't going to be able to read your notifications once you unlock your screen. It's going to be hidden, okay? So we also have smart wake. When you pick up the device and double click anywhere, it's going to wake up the screen, which I think is pretty cool. And we also do have smart motion so that you could pick up your phone when an incoming call is coming in, and it'll automatically answer. Also, you pick up the device when it's ringing, and it'll weaken the volume or it'll vibrate. And then you can mute incoming calls when you flip the device down, and it'll actually silence the phone call. And then you could also do the same exact thing with alarms. And they also do have a pocket mode so that you could disable touch. You could also power save when you have that on in pocket. And then ringtones will automatically be maximum and vibrate as well. So when it's in your pocket, you want to turn that on. Alright guys, so while we're still in gestures, basically in this screen right here in system, you want to go to multiple users, and you want to turn this thing on because it's going to give you the option to add as many gestures you want. And you can hit this option right here so that when you scroll down, you could see the option from the settings right here down below on the notification panel. So now you can actually control that from your swipe down notification panel, which is something that I do like on here. And so basically when you hand your phone off to someone, if they want to make a phone call real quick, or maybe they just want to check something on the phone, and you could put it on the guest mode so they can't go through or snoop through your information. So just turn on guest mode before you give it to someone, or you could add users and have them log on with their separate accounts from yours, and it'll basically be a completely different style than what you're seeing here. It'll basically be the way it was when you first unboxed the device. Now another new feature that's pretty cool is the option to control the way your display looks, and I'm going to show you that right now, right? Okay, so it's going to be in the colors and contrast, and this is where you have the option to actually control the color and contrast of your device. You could put it on standard mode, increase contrast. I think it's really cool that you have the option to turn that on. You could also turn on auto adaptive brightness or auto brightness as well. So that's something that's pretty cool to mess around with on this device. I think that's something that you might want to get into if you are using this device. You also want to actually change this from 1 minute to 5 minutes so that it doesn't time off when you're using it. You could also change the wallpapers right here as well. So they give you some on-device wallpapers, but if you want to change it to one of your own, just click My Photos, Allow, and basically you can go in here and you could change it to any wallpaper that you've downloaded. So you can set as my home screen or lock screen wallpaper, and it's basically going to be like that. And then if you wanted to change the photo on a contact, you could just go right here where it says contacts and click here, and then just go right here where it says the contact right here, and then click this edit option down here, and now you can actually add a picture or a photo for the person that you want. Really cool feature for you to actually save everything into your recent menu right here and lock it there. So you can see right here, we don't have that option yet. We have split screen, but if you go to, I'm pretty sure I went by it already. Here it is, security, and you're gonna go all the way down right here, but turn on app pinning right here. Make sure you turn that on inside of the option where it says security, and then go back now, and you see when you go to your most recents again and you long hold this option, you're going to be able to pin this app to the phone. So when you hand this off to somebody, they could only use this window. They can't actually get out of it. You can't go back, right? Unless you swipe up and hold and then enter your fingerprint or PIN or anything like that. Now, another feature that they have baked right in, if you go to About Device and then you go to your options right here where it says Face ID for features, just go ahead and open that up and click Next. And then you're gonna see right here, they have the Face ID option. You could just enter your PIN real quick. And so here are the features that they have: unlocking your phone, sign in and payments, skip lock screen, always require confirmation, right? You want to have all those options, and then live mode. So you have to have your eyes open or whatever. And if you don't have that open, then it won't unlock. So I definitely think that's pretty cool. I also like to display the battery percentage on my device at the top. So unless you have battery anxiety, don't do that, right? But click this option inside of battery, inside of settings, and then you'll be able to see that you do have that. But you have a bunch of options down here, which will generally help you improve your battery performance. And so this option right here is going to be a timed option, right? Like we scheduled it before. You could turn off battery when the battery saver when charged, and you could do that. But right here, you could also manage your battery as well. Use Battery Manager, and then it'll detect apps that are actually using the battery. It has app standby optimizer, so you can control which apps are going to be, being used in the background, as well as close app after screen lock. So you can customize which app you want to close. So it's pretty customizable, the fact that you can do that and customize what apps are being used at a given time. Now, if you're enjoying the video so far, I truly appreciate you for making it this far. Make sure you pause the video and take a break, maybe have a drink or eat a snack, and I'm going to get right back with you. But if you're still here in the comment section, just type down below, I'm still here, so that I know you're still rocking with me. Now, the next feature we're going to be taking a look at is found in home settings. So basically you want to scroll to the top, and you can drag down from the bottom, so you could find home settings on your device with me, right? So basically that's going to be actually on the home screen. So just long hold the screen and hit home settings right here. And then once you hit home settings, you're going to see something called dynamic you're going to see something right here called dynamic icon. So you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to see right here icon labeled, you have all these different options right here too. But all the way down at the bottom, it's going to say dynamic icon, and you want to turn that on for your calendar and clock. Otherwise, it won't give you the dynamic option for those two features. So that's kind of hidden on the bottom. You can also control if you want to have an app tray or not. Right here, an app drawer, so you can actually change that right here, which is kind of cool. In case you want to do that, you could also change the grid size from 4x5, 4x4, or 5x5, which is pretty sweet as well. And so you could also make the device rotate. If you hit this option inside of home settings, is also pretty nifty as well. All right, so the next feature we are going to do is split screen window. By long holding up right there, you can see, just swipe up from the bottom and then long hold the display, and it's not going to let you do it with this app, but other apps will, like this one. Maybe not that one, but Messages will, split screen, and then just choose the app from the app drawer. So you can swipe up, and we're gonna choose Twitter. So now you could actually respond to somebody's text messages while you're browsing Twitter at the same exact time, or you could web surf or shop while you're browsing Twitter. But this device has a really nice multitasking feel to it. It definitely has some good power for multitasking. So you could text message someone, and then also you could basically just start doing two things at once, which is pretty cool with this device, because it definitely has enough power for you to do so. Another really cool feature that this device has is inside of the settings right here. Just go into settings one more time and click settings, and then go right here at the top. It's gonna actually automatically ask you to do this one, right? Well, it disappeared, but just in case you didn't know where it was, you could find it right here. So right here at the top, it's gonna say add emergency contact, and so you can go ahead and click that. It's gonna let you add your information here from your blood type, allergies, medications, and organ donor notes and stuff like that, as well as the emergency contacts that you want to add on your phone. So once you do that, you're going to have the ability to add every single person in here. You could also put on body detection, so that when you're carrying the device, it'll remain unlocked and you don't have to enter your fingerprint or your facial recognition for added security. Another thing that's baked right in is the Google Lens. This will help you to identify different languages different images, and basically anything you want to do. You could translate with this guy, you could do different text translations as well, search for different things, homework, shopping, places, and dining. But make sure you go right here where it says, the one that I find most helpful is going to be found in the search, because if you're not sure what something is, you could always just take a picture of it, right? And then once you take the picture of it, the lens is going to do the rest for you, and it's going to identify what it's looking at. And so you could find the object really easily when you just use your Google Lens, which is pretty cool. Now we're almost done, so make sure you stay to the end of the video because the best tips are coming up. But the next one is basically going to be really solid for AI technology on your camera, and you can find that really quickly in settings. So you just want to go into about device, and then right here it's going to be basically right here for you to see. In case you don't see it here, just go open up your camera, right? And then you want to turn this thing on right here where it has that little thing right at the top, because that's going to be your portrait photo. So you might think, oh, this phone doesn't have portrait, right? Because you can see it has night mode, DV night mode, filter interval on the front facing camera just alone. And then we have beauty mode on here, but you could also add a portrait shot of you by clicking that little icon at the top, and it's going to take a pretty decent selfie. So you can see the image is processing, and then you hit OK. And now you get the blurred out background effect. You can see it kind of cut my glasses off there, but it does give you a pretty decent bokeh effect when you're in broad daylight or outdoors. But the last feature I wanted to talk about was how to do a screenshot. So obviously if you're browsing through social media, and this phone is really good for that. It's really smooth, clean interface. This actually has a really good performance to it. So a lot of people will be huge fans of BLU just because they have really good performance for the price, and they might not get too many updates, but the performance is gonna last you really well over time. So let's say you see something really quick on social media and you want to actually take a screenshot. You could long hold the power button and the volume rocker here and click those at the same time, and that's gonna take a screenshot. So you long hold it, then you hit this option right here, takes you into the photo, and you can start doing your editing right here. So you can actually enhance the photo, you can color on it, crop it, filter it. You could also mark it up with a pen, highlighter, or text and save it or share it as well. But if you swipe down from the top, you have your long screenshot right here, which will take the screenshot, and then it will continue to go down as long as you keep hitting the long screenshot button. So let's say you're scrolling through social media, and this is our actual recorder right here. Our flashlight is right here. So if you're in the dark and if you need a light on your phone, you could easily get to the flashlight because it has that built right in, which is something that most phones don't have, is like an app. So I think that's something that's gonna be pretty useful if you want to use the flashlight on here at nighttime when you're going to the bathroom or something like that. But the long screenshot is gonna definitely be helpful if you have a long page of notes. Let's say you're reading an article or a PDF on maybe it's a PDF, right? But let's just say this is a PDF. So you could go down and then hit you could also screen record, which is pretty cool. So instead of taking a photo, you could take a video, and now you could record audio, and you could show touches as well. But you can hit the start option and it'll start screen recording everything that it sees on your display, which is something that's baked right in. And I think that's something that's pretty cool. But let me know what you thought about these 26 tips and tricks for the BLU G51 Plus. And I'm going to get right back with you. I'm going to show up in the comment section, answer all your questions, and make sure you subscribe and get notified for more videos. And I'm going to get right back with you. Make sure you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you are, have a great night. Later, crew.